finally DC have decided like they do need to help this mid lane at least a little bit. They're gonna bring Dubu in as well. They might try to go for a kill on Fada. Level 1 phase shift, definitely a killable target if they can get in position, and no direct radiant vision of this flank, but I think he may have seen Silencer with that ward up the hill. Yeah,
Fatas have been aggressively using his orb to harass as well, so you could catch him in between the orb's cooldown and maybe force a kill. But he's also doing a number on Abed. Abed has Fairy Fire, sorry, not Fairy Fire, Infused Raindrops, and he's got all of the charges burned already, and now they force a kill. The Fire Brief will miss. Here comes Dubu as well as Boba. They want Fata, Burrow Strike, shit hit.
Doom.
Oh, he's got the fire turned on. He actually doesn't take any damage. And now they are focusing different targets. Fata wants Abed, and he is gonna get him. Wow.
2v3, they get the kill. Doom. Very strong hero at this stage of the game.
Got the Alpha Wolf creep now, so changing aura a bit.
He ran into the creep wave into 3 heroes, and they just ignored him. How many supports can you say that about? Maybe Night Stalker?
Oh, if he could get an Inferno Blade on Dubu, that's a kill. Well, he needs to activate Shrine now, which still is a win for Aoi mid. You force a position 5 support to activate a Shrine, and the mid doesn't get it. Feels bad for Abed.
Aoi again, just coming up huge for C9. Whenever they win, it really does feel like he always has a big game in the laning stage. At least for now, the case here. He's got the Scorched Earth ready. They're bringing in reinforcements in the form of the Dazzle. That does leave the NB Slark bottom. He's completed a Hood Luby, so this is definitely suggesting that he wants to do a lot of early fighting.
Is this Hood and Slark? This is the new meta?
Yeah, if he loves his Hood, huh?
I mean, this is a good Hood game. Last time he got it, last game we said it was kind of alright.
I think it's a little bit better this game, but not a
I mean, it's not a Shadow Blade, that's for sure. What is he gonna do with his Hood?
Frontline tank.
Alright.
There you go.
Tank Slark.
The Tark. Thank you, Bulba.
That was so on time. Meanwhile, big dive happening on the mid lane here. Dubu is going to get poison touched up. I think he might be the target here. Silence coming out from Fata. Aoi running amok with the fire turned on. Hoyo's going to get hit, and Dubu is going to just get burned down by the fire. The question is, are they going to get a little bit more?
A really good spread there by Cloud9. Abed went Dragon Form, but did not have the vision and or the range of the Dragon Tail Puck. The main here they could have potentially killed. Not able to do it. Went for those 2 early points in Dragon Blood to try and withstand this harassment, but it also means he doesn't have the 3rd point in the Breathe Fire.
Yep.
Which might have helped him secure some of these kills.
I think Cloud9 has really clipped the Dragon's Wing. Like,
Doom has won them the laning stage. Like, Aoi has won them the laning stage.
He's coming back in again here. Dragon Tail used offensively again. Could not get in range for the Inferno Blade.
Like, compare his effectiveness to, say, Bulbas, for example. Aoi's level 5. They've killed mid multiple times. They've won 2v3 in skirmishes, forced out TPs, given NB more space. Meanwhile, Bulba, level 3, spent a lot of time in the jungle, spent a lot of time in a lane solo, and still hasn't gotten really anything done.
I think another way to look at the situation is that Cloud9 has 2 kind of independent laner, right? You could leave the Stark alone. You could leave Abaddon alone. Whereas I feel like the Weaver needs a little bit more help, and also the Bat Rider in particular.
I consider Weaver and Bat like should be independent.
Right, but in the matchup that they're getting, right? Like Envy beats the Bat Rider, so Sand King felt like he needed to help there. Yeah, the Weaver probably doesn't need any help.
But Envy got help early. That's what was just sitting bottom. I think it's just Doom has done more.
You think he's just doing more with this hero? Okay.
Because like Silencer was also part top.
Because I feel like the Sand King could sit mid to I don't know why they left Abed alone.
I think he should have been there early. Well, but now it's probably too late as Abed gets ganked out again. Casual tri-lane and another kill. Now he's on the run now. He's got that Infernal Blade. If he gets a hit on Dubu, he might be done for.
Yeah, Triangle Boots are broken, so that's not. By the way, that's his 2nd Infused Raindrop. Those things are costly. Normally, mid get 1, and that'll be it. Carry you into the mid game, you know. His goal is just being blown through so rapidly. This Dragon Eye is knocking.
You can see it in the net worth. 1,300 net worth down. 20 CS down, and the Raindrop's certainly part of that too, as they look to retreat in the middle lane. They're desperate to make a play, but they don't have a blink of Bat. They don't even have the troops. They just don't have that good gap close until either Bulba gets a blink.
Perhaps they even have ultimate coming up for this game. I'm not sure what would have even worked, but
so much more effective with all their early movements here. And the hate train comes right back for Abed. Why not? It's working. They've got a bail now. It'll be an even easier kill, regardless of the raindrops.
They're waiting for Coil.
He tries to make the smoke. He's like, hey guys, guess what? 3 heroes in my lane again. Team? Team? Team?
There you go.
No chance.
I think Fata really didn't want to use that Coil. Save it for the next gank. Gets a haste right now. My god.
Ay, 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 Lumi. Ay, ay, ay.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, Cloud9 never struggle in the laning stage, or at least when they have actual good drafts. They don't struggle. What ends up struggling for Cloud9 is the Cloud9 throws in the mid game. And we're approaching the mid game for now. We'll see if MV in the bottom side might be a little bit trouble if Rev flies over him, but it's gonna be Puck porting back in. It's gonna try to chase down for Rev.
As the haster and can commit for it. Fata going deep for this one. Need like 4 or 5 auto attacks to get the kill for Rev. Jukes into the trees and will end up escaping.
Top lane, I think they're going to try to set up a gank. Doom is available. And Mason has very high Sakuchi, so they're going to be able to catch him. Good attempt, but...
Well, clearly Cloud9 has won the lane. I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot of dispute about that. They now have nearly a 4,000 gold lead. All their cores are online. All their supports are doing well. How do DC get back in this game? And how do they have to adapt their game plan from perhaps what it was initially?
I thought here, MV.
If can get this lasso right
no
now.
No lasso skill. Oh, maybe skill it now? Just leveled up?
Yeah, he did, but... Opportunity missed. Pile die now knowing he needs to get out too. Abed is coming. The smoke is there. Bulba's going to wrap around. He could find 2. Envy actually has very little mana right now, though. The soul range just cooled down, so they'll settle for the Pile die kill. The trade may come top. But the Weaver's a tough takedown.
Yeah.
I don't think this particular duo can do it unless they get that Doom off. You really have to Doom him mid Sakuchi or before he gets it off, else he's likely going to escape. Oh, he waits. Goes in, gets off the Doom. Faces into the trees, the dust gets popped, and they are going to try to squash that bug. Orb comes through, still secured. Another clean kill from C9.
This Doombringer, man, my goodness. He's 3-3 involved in 100% of Cloud9's kills. Well, you said it earlier, whenever Cloud9 wins, it's Aoi showing up big, and currently he is showing up big. In terms of what DC needs to do, levels. They need Dubu to get 6, and they need tanking to, well, not get to, but ideally get to level 7, so that he could have the max range of the Burrow Strike, and just play catch up. Dragon Knight needs to catch up, Bat Rider needs his Blink. Just bunker down for the next 5 minutes or so, and then fight once you have your key items and your key levels. But global, I think, is the starting point.
C9 coming through, Lumi. They had a very poor start to this tournament. The first 3 days are ones they would soon forget. But day 4, looking good for them right now. This is Cloud9 for talking about. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's a laning stage, you know? It's fine. The question is, what are you going to do after the lanes? So,
if it was any other team, I would just say, like, yeah, they're looking great. You know, nothing to worry about here. The game should be theirs. They have a Slark. They've got way better late game. They've got a Doom support that's super farm. Fata's on the puck. He's a star on that hero. Never feel confident really making any predictions when it comes to this.
Are Radiant using echolocation?
Did reveal someone for a second.
I do believe MV already pinged out there's a ward here, so... As his Shadow Dance loses the passive.
Trying to bait them in, showing himself. DC are not falling.
Dubu has his smoke broken. And he's looking. Oh, Dubu, my friend.
Fata ain't his friend, that's for damn sure. Veil comes through with the orb connecting. C9 crush him.
You wanted that a bit, didn't you?
Another pick off for them. The hits just keep on coming. Meanwhile, DC are playing catch up. Abed now going to transition into those drops here to get back into the game. Orev's still working on his blink, but is getting close. Bulba, quite a bit farther off.
Middle tower is under attack.
You know, we've talked about Kanka Sandcane and that 15-minute mark being like the dream blink timing if a really great game. Bulba, not that close to it. They'll need some me time, but
yeah.
This is not the place to farm with Aoi lurking in the confines of the trees.
During the drafting stage, I kind of compare Sanking as a poor man Nyx for the 4th position support. And you can kind of see why in this particular scenario here. He's level 6. Normally, Nyx Assassin is a threat at this point. He's disappearing off the map. You need to start centering up. But for Sanking at this point in the game, he's actually not a hero still because he needs to farm Blink. And this is where I think you brought up the comparison to Kaka. He had no trouble, you know, level 1 to 5 helping out lanes. What he had trouble was is getting Blink Dagger on time. And I think Boba here is experiencing some of that as well.
He's moving in, they want to jump Abed again, and there's the pass. Good connection, now the Veil follow-up. Abed tries to stand his ground. So get those raindrops, keep you alive, but also might lose his second set. If he dies as well, that's going to be a tough price to pay. Envy instead turning back, working on Boba. A little revenge there with the Dark Deck. Chills under cover of Sandstorm, and now re-engages. They commit the global for this, the lasso as well. Envy, where's your hood now, my friend? Down he goes, and MSS on the run. He's already blown the borrowed time. Highlight Die has the grave, but it's only level 1. If he walks in to use it, Korev's gonna punish him. In fact, he might die anyway, just like that. Somehow, it's always Cloud9 and Cloud9. They just can't escape their legacy. 3 deaths. Crucial ones, avoidable ones. They did get the tier 2 top.
That's what they needed to do. Global and get a kill. And of course, it helped the fact that Cloud9 was feeling a little bit cavalier on the mid lane, not respecting the fact. Oh, Burrow Strike catches him after the orb. Vata joins in the fray one by one. The Cloud9 special. Can Vata make it out? No, he cannot. Aoi looks on as his teammates just feeds.
What is with this team? Oh, Lumi. I mean, credit to DC because they timed that well, right? Boba saw an opening, he baited them in. The Burrow Strike global, instant lasso, timed it right while the Dark Pack had not been used. Otherwise, that's a complete fail of an opening. But
MSS, like, he was in there. His Dark Pack was over. Sorry, not Dark Pack. His ultimate rather. Yeah. Borrowed time, and he just stood there among 4 heroes. DC was like, okay. Who do you think you are? We're going to just kill you, and they did.
It really, you know, as someone, like, if you're looking at this team and you're wondering, like, okay, let's say they get into the main event, they're in the lower bracket, how far can they go? You're not going to necessarily get off to an early lead like this. You can't make these mistakes against teams in the main event. So they still have a lot of polishing to do. I imagine, as their coach, Stan King is probably, like, shaking his head a little bit, but good news for Cloud9 now. They are going to react well to this. They know the global's on cooldown. The lasso and dragon form expended, and they walk right into the Roche pit. So great shot calling there. Aegis should be theirs. And with that Aegis, let's see what else they do. I do want to talk more about Envy's selection because he did completed the pipe. So twice now he's gone for a pipe. This is a very early one on the Slark, earlier than the Arc Ward.
I like the pipe more this game because of the obviously the Sand King, Firefly, and a lot of the napalm damage is going to get mitigated for himself and for his allies.
Dyer's middle tower,
but at the same time, you have a pipe Slark. Like, what is his effectiveness in this mid-game? Normally, you have a Shadow Blade running around getting kills. So does he feel like, you know, DC's going to be too prepared for that? Does he plan to group up as a Slark, or does he just have a pipe? Because that's what pipe gives you.
It seems like.
It just feels very different from the standard.
They've got a pack. They've got pack leader Zara. You know, he doesn't need damage items.
Okay, and they got a Pilot Die Weave, right? Like, let's go with that train of thought. They got the Frostmourne from Abaddon, or rather Curse of Avernus. You figured it out, LD. They just get all these small ways to get damage. Hype Slark's gonna carry them.
Bada's the carry, right? Fail, double damager and bottled up.
Okay.
Maybe that's the idea. To be fair, I think given their lineup, like, there is some semi-carry potentially from a Doom and a Puck, but yeah, their itemizing is not really to be carries, and now he's building up the buckler.
You think that's a casual buckler, or is he going Greaves?
Now we in trouble now. Epicenter being revved up in the top lane.
He got the fire.
He is tanky. Can they slay the beast?
He's getting
they I'll take a tower here too. But the trade is there for Cloud9. Tower bottom. Still, that one kill, 750 gold swing, because there was a substantial lead for Cloud9. That was a pretty big streak ended. Now they're going to find Envy, but he does Dark Pact off the last.
He jumps in!
Jumps into the Dragon Tail! Envy! Well, Aegis down. Will his team come to support him? MSS now with the shield, trying to dish out and do what he can. But the Global's now committing. Dark Pact's stacked up too, baiting them in deeper and deeper. Perhaps Envy really is that diabolical genius. Now Korev's overextended. He's going to go down. MSS in the trees. Dragon Tail comes through. Don't think he makes it out of there. All the while, Dubu's like +2, +2, +2, already +8.
They doomed the Dragon Knight.
Comes back into this fight. They doom the Dragon Knight while he's in Dragon form. Aoi charges back forward. They need this puck to get involved, but Fauna's already committed what he can. Doesn't have the damage.
What is happening right now with Cloud9? These are just not good fights that are selecting. I know you're trying to bring down a laugh here, but I'm just watching this game.
I'm really trying to keep it together. They're not on the same page. I mean, I think clearly Envy expected more heroes to come in. You know, like he expected the whole team to be there, to have like a fight ready at the right time. He's trying to bait with the Aegis, but they weren't there. I don't know if someone didn't have a TP. Like, we'd have to go back and watch the replay.
Yep.
If they were disagreeing with him and then came reluctantly, but
I think
they're just not quite on the same page. And then it's just little errors, like you mentioned, like dooming a Dragon Knight who's already in Dragon form. The shot calling, it seems too chaotic in these fights. Like, it sounds like it feels like there's like 3 people all yelling out calls at once.
That's exactly Cloud9. That's, you described it. 3 people yelling. 2 people with migraines going on. What they need to do right now is finish that Greaves on Doom. I assume he's going Greaves, because these globals are kind of wrecking them pretty hard. And hold that thought here as Aoi runs for Coil.
Good though. They're going to find Foreb off the bat. Lasso available, but Bulba getting forced back. Can Abed get active in this fight? He's got the Dragon Tail. They try to bring the Bat Rider down. They will pummel him into submission. Now MSS also dropping low. Gets off the save potentially, but Bulba comes in. Phase Shift is going to dodge that. Mighty hit him off. Can blink back potentially and go for that silent killing though. Meanwhile, Pi going for the TP out. No, not going to make it. He gets denied. Now the chase is on Mason, wanting MSS2. Borrowed time, already committed. Breathe Fire doesn't quite hit, but still they lock down Aoi. But in from the rear comes Envy, and I believe also momentarily we're going to see that puck arrive as well. DC struggling to finish off some of these pesky tanks. The hood is paying off. Now Abed's in trouble. He may go down, but the late global. Oh, that could be big. Chasing after Envy. Can he focus down to time the pipe? The pipe and the ult save the day.
On the back line, Vata again, he's in the fight, he's gonna get stunned up. Vata needs to phase and he dies. Alright, Envy coming back in. He doesn't have much mana left. He does have a soul ring though.
I'm hearing a lot of come back in.
Hold on.
Back in.
Come back in. He misses the pounce. Abed has minus armor. He hits the sun. Aoi pops a drum. The bongos go. They don't get anything. Now Forev comes back in. Alright, you know what the problem is with Cloud9? Their draft has 1 stun. Right? It's the puck. They can't burst anybody down in the Dream Coil.
And they didn't have Doom that fight. That's like, maybe with the Coil and the Doom, it's enough.
Right. And that's the reason why these fights are like lasting so long. That's why it looks so clowny. And it also doesn't help that Envy's been missing his pounces. But I think as it moves on, like he's gonna get better with that because he now has a Shadow Blade finish.
Yeah, he'll get the Basher, you know, or get like a Yasha so he can chase them more effectively.
So
on
one hand, we could say like the Cloud9 communication is perhaps going a little bit haywire, but on another, it's just that their lineup is perhaps not very good for these kind of engagements. I think their lineup is good for like the 1 pick, not for chaotic skirmishes and team fights in the jungles.
Well, all the while, Mason continues to farm away, and Abed continues to catch up. He completed the blink. Silver Edge now being queued up. So their cores are getting back to this game in a big way, but the supporting cast is really struggling. You basically got a quad core emerging for Cloud9. Very much not the case for DC. And if you have too much farm concentrated in your carries and you're against the Doom Lumi, history tells us that can be painful.
Well, he's building towards the Lincolns, Mason at least, so he's going to be fairly resistant to that. But I'm actually more worried for DC because the Radiance is coming online for Abaddon. So far, the Abaddon hasn't really been a big factor. Like, he's trying to push shields on people, heal allies, but once that Radiance is online, I just don't think he's going to have a proper solution.
So you're really strongly favoring DC as this heads later?
No, I'm flavoring Cloud9.
Or sorry, Cloud9.
Yeah, for sure. The pipe might seem very awkward on the Slark, but it's really allowing their team to survive these team fights. Imagine if they don't have the pipe. I think these team fights, they just get completely ran over. And I think Envy is not really playing as the true one. He is kind of sharing the wealth and the glory and the responsibility with MSS. I think MSS moving forward is going to do...
And with the Doom.
Yeah. This is definitely like a more of a team effort thing compared to last game where it was really Envy with on the hardcore. doing more, solo stuff.
As wards, peppering the map, wants to do something with them. Here comes
Dire's
Forev, though,
top
sneaking
tower
up.
is
No
under
detection on
attack.
Cloud9, aside from a
Dire's
Dustin Owie's
structures are
stash, I
fortified.
believe, or maybe his backpack. So here comes DC. They might want
Center.
to find a key lasso to start this fight if they can just grab MSS. Things really go right. No, they're going to global. And now they pull back the puck, controlling him nicely. And revving through, instantly Bada down. Now MSS on the run. They can get more, at least 2. Probably that's it. Envy's far enough away. Should be able to get back towards safety. Just got to save the stun. Borrowed time comes out, but Bulba still has a burrow strike. No escape for Mojo Storms out. As he mentioned, Radiant's coming soon, but it won't be yet. Down he goes. Another couple of crucial kills. DC's War Engine keeps on gaining steam. Almost a dead even game numerically. The BKB, I believe, completed now and flying out for Abed. He becomes a fearsome force in the front lines, almost like making life hard for Owie, right? Now you really do want to doom that Dragon Knight with the BKB.
Well, he is working towards Heaven's Halberd. Looks like it is just a casual buckler for the armor that Doom very much so needs. If he could get off the disarm on the Dragon Knight, much of that BKB is going to be somewhat useless. And of course, there is a solo crest on Aoi as well. Here comes a 3-man smoke with the team. And Doom is available.
Bada smoked up. Creeping forward with Aoi and Pi by his side. This trio squirms through the jungle, looking for an opening, and Dubu's the man they'll find. He doesn't have global anyway. Put down, Silencer will almost certainly go to get that veil off. One more slash, and finish the trick with the Infernal Blade. Last hit going to Owie. One step closer to that Heaven's Halberd. As far as item progression here on DC, the Lincolns is online for Mason. Now working back towards the Diffusal Blade. Bat Rider 4-staff already completed. BKB coming next. Bulba going to be the pipe carrier should this game go on long enough. A gem is what Silencer wants. So. Not the sexiest items for DC, but they are casually crewing theirs. Honestly, still pretty impressive that they didn't completely crumble after that laning stage limit, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, it helped that Cloud9 gave them 2 team fights in a row to put them right back in the game.
Under pressure.
How do you feel about Lincoln's coming out from the Slark? It does block some very key initiation spells, but, to me, it seems very easy for, let's say, the Diffusal Blade that's coming out of Weaver to just, pop it right off and go from there.
Obviously, there's a lot of ways to break it. Right? 4-staff on the Bat Rider, you've got the Dragon Tail.
Dire's middle tower
I think it's
is under
okay.
attack.
I think it'll be better late game, and if it turns into more of like a split push scenario.
Yeah.
But it also means it's more time. Like, Envy has a lot of gold, and he does not really hit all that hard in these fights. He's, as you mentioned, very much a utility hero.
Yeah.
But I think that's just the way they want to play this. They want the Abaddon to be kind of a secondary carry. They want the Doom to dish out damage. So just more utility, more tank is the game plan they've chosen.
Yeah.
Decided not to put all their eggs in the Slark basket.
And as the team fight goes on, Essence Shift is going to be, supplementing the damage a little bit. You were kind of joking with things like Pack Leader's Aura. I mean, all of that small stuff does help. So
yeah, the bongos.
The bongos are out of charges for Aoi.
But just their mere presence inspires the masses.
Alright, he's going to go on the bed. Abed actually just laughs. And
Envy! Dark Pact used, and now Envy gets wrangled in the river, pulled back in. A quick feed for him, and a huge kill for DC. Timed it just right with the global. Well, that's where Lincoln's would have saved you.
I mean, at the same time, him hitting Abed 3 times and accomplishing nothing is also questionable at best, yes.
Yeah, positioning in a different way would mean he doesn't need the Lincolns either. Definitely arguments to be made. Both sides.
One small thing about the Lincolns is that the mono regen aspect of it is also, to me, somewhat underappreciated a lot of times. Granted, he has a Soul Ring already, but it still helps. Epicenter comes out on the right side, and it's going to catch the Doom. Doom down to half HP instantly, and Aphotic Shield brings him out a little bit, but he runs back in. He pops off the Doom on...
Didn't actually get it off. Mid-cast animation went down with the BKB. Too much hesitation from Owie, and also just too much chain stun. Now turning back, finding that follow-up stun, finding that follow-up kill. Bada's down. Envy's lone death has turned into 4. DC, a Roche as well. as they scrap and claw to hit that 7-7 mark, heading down the stretch to their final match.
Yeah, they really believed they could have challenged the Roshan. They did have the puck, so maybe going for a steal play was definitely in the books, but unfortunately, great vision by DC. That's how they've been winning all of these fights. Was able to actually catch Doom to begin it, and I believe Doom stood on this side of the river and was seen by the ward across the river.
So this side, you're saying?
Yes, and he was seen by this ward over here. And as a result, team fight started the way it did. MV walks in.
This can't be happening again. A team with like a Dupe Slark crushes the lanes. The pucks have a great start. The Abaddon's doing well off lane. Their lineup scales really well. They have a really strong mid game.
But they're not building items to scale, right? MV has a hood first. Like,
well, and then they're still dying. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like Cloud9 should be in the driver's seat, and they have somehow allowed DC to wrest that control away from them.
I also think that the laning stage didn't tell like the full picture, because DC also weren't really at the full fighting force. They didn't have Global then, they didn't have Blink Lasso then, so
Abed has this double damage rune Blink. He is ready to rumble.
And Shadow Blade coming out. Silver Edge, not exactly seen as a counter to Abaddon, but very good against him. So what you can do is you break his ability to activate his ultimate as a passive,
yeah,
and then you could just chain stun him to death, which is something that, you know, Abaddon on papers is very resistant against. So even MSS can't feel too confident.
So you think it's mainly for the Abaddon?
I mean, it's also just like good scaling damage item for DK, but yeah, mainly for the Abaddon.
I guess it breaks the essence ship. Do you lose your charges on it, or you just can't get any more? I don't actually know that.
I think you can't get any more. Pretty sure you still retain what you got.
That'd be pretty broken. Pretty strong. MSS does have his Radiance. Glowing Fury of 1,000 Suns. Do they just change the gameplay? Is it now, let's take it late? Let's abuse our quad core.
They have to.
And go.
They don't
40,
have any
60, 70 minutes.
They don't have any options to just fight early, because I just don't think they are in a position to win fights. They need to itemize to outlast the global. Whether it's to find items that could dispel the silence, or just be tanky enough to survive through it.
Abed sneaking in, has the Invis rune, double damage rune active. Big opportunity here, and who have they found? It's Mojo Stormstout, caught out. Lasso's gonna bring him back. He does get healed up just a little, but positioning of DC is such that I don't know that MSS gets any help. They're gonna try.
Yeah,
Fi's got the Grave. They keep him alive longer, but still no reinforcements really coming in. Off split pushing Espada. They're gonna stun up the Dazzle, kill him instead. Now the Abaddon goes down 2. It's 2 for the price of 1. Dupu even holds the global. All the while, just a little plink, plink, plink from Fana. The puck that could will finish off this tower.
Has fallen.
Envy shoving in the top lane.
So the Dazzle as a pick has really not done much, and this is not because Pi has been playing it poorly, it's just that the lineup he's against. First, you're up against Global, so it's hard to actually use your Grave at a good time. And secondly, DC just chases so well with so much damage over time spell that sure, you could Grave, but as we saw there, like, DC just sticks on the target, and they'll kill him eventually, and they'll kill you too. So I think the Dazzle's second pick has been punished very heavily. I feel like Dazzle's effectiveness last game wasn't that high either. His weave was doing a lot, but the Grave hasn't.
Coming through. So tower gets denied. By the way, also MSS did get denied in that last one.
Yeah.
Nice play by C9. Still though, another death for the C9 squad. The Abaddon goes down.
For
not what you want when you're going Radiant game to transform the late game.
Those of you guys that haven't seen or play Abaddon too much, you can deny yourself with your little heal slash the Mist Coil. It does take HP from yourself. And if you use it right about to die, you can just deny yourself. Really hard to do in the middle 4 heroes though, so that's the impressive thing there.
Even game on paper. Just feels like DC have had all the momentum for some time now. Cloud9 get it together. While this is not a must-win game for them, they ultimately control their own fate.
Yeah,
15 Hellraisers.
Last game-win game for Cloud9, I think.
It's important for a number of reasons. If they win this, then against Hellraisers, it may not matter the outcome of that series. Like, it's possible if Hellraisers lose their next game, C9 wins this, I think they go through no matter what, because they have one win to Hellraisers 4. So in that sense, it does matter. And then also it gives them the insurance where even if Hellraisers wins one, the best Hellraisers can do is catch them and then force a tiebreaker. So it's still relevant in that regard. You can also make the morale argument, but hold that thought, because here come Cloud9. Charging in, Envy with the Lincolns, Dubu in position to break the smoke, but not the invis. He gets up the global, nice and early to start the fight. Can they follow this up? Coming through,
oh my god!
Drills them with the Epi! Huge combo, but the damage isn't fully there. They need more from Abed, pumping it in as best he can. Fada's almost finished, 4F roasting him up. In a Song of Ice and Fire, they do start to fall. Now turning back for MSS, blasting him around with the Flame Break, the Burrow connection. 2 for 2, they got the Dragon Knight. Cloud9 salvaging the fight decently at that, but now Aoi being run over. The big bad carry of this engagement should be Mason with the Diffusal Blade charges ready. Can he find more kills? Aoi a bit too tanky, the evasion, the armor, saving his life. It looked real grim there for Cloud9, but the pipe paid off.
The pipe actually did do a lot. Man, that team fight started terribly for Cloud9. They found the target that they want to kill first, which is really the silencer, but he still got off the global, and then they got, what, triple man Burrow Strike into an epicenter?
Such good position.
That looked like the fight was absolutely over, and then you're like, wait, DC is actually not doing enough damage because...
Now they are. Now there's an MKB on Mason, which you did not have in that last fight.
That definitely helps, but at the same time, Cloud9 is working on double Heaven's Halberd, so if you could get off a disarm on either the Dragon Knight or on the Weaver, then you could take him out of the fight, BKB or not, for a long time, and that's going to be something that Cloud9 is looking towards too. But at the same time, Cloud9 in the next fight, what they need to really concern themselves with is damage output. That team fight lasted for a long time, and Cloud9 just, it felt like they couldn't kill anybody.
Definitely feels like the Slark will want a damage item.
Okay, he picks up
Saber.
Echo,
is secured pretty late, Echo Saber, but it is a value pickup on Slark with way S works. Normally you see this item grabbed very early because it also enhances your farm potential a lot.
Yep.
Misses some of that value. Silver Edge is not complete on Abed. This could be the difference maker for what you mentioned. Just killing the Abaddon, chain stunning him with no passive borrow time auto activation available. Also, the damage reduction against the Radiance carry, nothing to see. That is 4F charges into 5 and just a
drops the gem. He drops the gem.
Global goes down. They're gonna mitt on the Abaddon, but they don't have the chain stun follow-up without the lasso. MSS should be fine. He will get off the borrowed time here. Stays alive, but still on the run. They might get this kill anyway. There's a blink available. Abed doesn't want to risk it.
That was a huge win for Cloud9. They just bought a gem for Eternal Envy. He was carrying it, and then Batrider came in with his own gem, and then just got absolutely trucked. So now there's 2 gems available on Cloud9, 0 for DC, and now the Shadow Blade is going off for Envy. Like, there's just not enough detection for the side of DC to deal with it right now.
A game of ping pong between the 2 squads as Envy charges in, looking to return serve, linking away at the last possible moment.
Roshan spawning soon.
Not soon enough. 2 minutes. That will be up. Probably a global again. 70 seconds to go on that. So instead, they'll try to secure the map control to set up for that next row. C9 clustering around the enemy shrine, farming their jungle. They'll do a little de-warding here, get their lone wards down, and without that gem, all of a sudden this ward is value, Lumi.
Yeah, and Cloud9 also knows that there is no vision for sure on the side of DC, right? Because Envy is walking through the jungle, his passive, Shadow Dance, is constantly on, so he is 100% sure that there's no vision, and they can prepare for it. They weave up on the high ground, and are they thinking about Dubu? Are they thinking about Mason? Dubu is the target, I believe, that you should go for.
C9
goes for the courier.
Missile snipe by Envy.
Okay.
But Abed could get caught out here. Doesn't have the Dragon form yet. He gets jumped on initially. Are they able to focus him down? The BKB is committed, but it's right as he's doomed. He doesn't have the Dragon form active. Huge loss in this fight. They don't really have to worry about that Dragon any longer. And now focusing down Mason. Can they finish him off? Silence. No, he gets the time lapse off, retreating out quickly. Buyback is there. Dragon Knight potentially going to be able to rejoin the fight soon with the Dragon form. Can C9 get this follow-up damage? They don't have the last one any longer. The control's a bit... pumped with damage from Mason. And now they've also killed off MSS. 2 going the other way. DC sustained through the fight, and now Boba on the chase. Doesn't have a force step to go with that blink. So won't be able to catch Aoi.
They check Roshan. It's not up, but it's only for just a couple more seconds if they want to recheck it again.
I think they do stick around this pit. They do some dewarding. They'll shove in mid in the meanwhile. The Dragon Form's got a lot of time left. There's still a cheese up on Abed.
So I think a couple things went wrong for Cloud9 in that team fight. First, they doomed the Dragon Knight. Yes, they did catch him before the Dragon Form was up, but he wasn't really that big of a threat. Fada's just playing very aggressive right now.
Does have a Lincoln Sphere of Zone. I don't know if we...
But the thing is,
Here's the Roche.
You can do Dragon Knight, and sure, he doesn't have Dragon Form up. At the same time, you're not killing him, because he had B.
And if the Weaver was doomed there, he is probably dead. I don't know if he would have been able to get it off, but...
Yeah, he definitely got off time-lapse.
Scan comes through and will connect. It actually caught Bulba lurking outside the pit. The cover of Invis, he waits. He has Epicenter. Envy has the pipe ready. Gem online. Weave gets deployed. Do DC get cold feet? They've got Veil as well as Weave on them. And Envy jumps in, lurching for profit, but he gets up the cheese. He gets up the BKB. Now the silence coming through and they try to focus heroes down. Where's the damage for DC? It's coming from Mason. He gets it off. The Angel snatch by Fada in the midst of the chaos. But DC keeping their hitters alive. Envy's up to 29. Just will stay up high, and from beyond the grave, he wants to get back to safety. Easing forward, Envy goes down. Buyback from Noob. They still commit for more. Fada lost that, but he rips his way back in. Bulba, for all he's worth, has DP the Radiance, burn him down, keeping those Tranquil Boosts disabled. He gets Goner. Forev should make sound.
Well, that's a... They did have to commit to Ali, but still, killing Dragon Knight. Did he have the cheese? His HP?
Dragon Knight used his cheese.
Okay.
I didn't see you got the other one. And Fada had the Aegis and used the Aegis.
Right. Fada snatched the Aegis.
Snatched the Aegis.
Yeah, so
last hit for Roche went to DC. A bit even there, but this could be problematic as they go in with the lasso. Quick interruption though. Yule Scepter shuts it down. Shield clears it off, and now Mason needs to do all the damage.
That damage
Weaver's
output.
hitting hard. Fada's in deep. Gotta respect the bug.
Okay.
Let's jump out, at least for now, but MSS with no borrowed time. Look at Mason go, ripping through MSS.
They doom him?
He gets doomed. He gets baited, but there's the 4-step back to safety. 4F's in too far. He's going to go down. Weaver stays alive. They have to buy back here, but no lasso available. Can they focus him down?
Yes,
during the duration
can.
of this doom? No deny in sight. Out for 100. Mason has slipped. And now as Mason falls, C9 gets scared and back away. The Weaver buyback cooldown was not used. He actually likes the gold, but C9 may not realize it, and they don't commit to the racks.
Yeah, they don't really have that much physical damage on the racks anyways. I guess Abaddon could have dealt a bit, but his HP was very low, getting chunked down by Mason. So they back off, they shrine up. They know that they have the enemy shrines open if they want it, but Eternal Envy has other thoughts. He's thinking about maybe poking at Dubu a little bit.
Are you feeling the Silver Edge right now from Abed compared to, I mean, basically that's an Assault Caress, for example. I'm not sure what else you could have gone for the Dragon Knight that you would normally get, maybe like Hark or the Bloodthorn that he's getting now.
I like the Silver Edge. It just looks bad because he hasn't gotten to use it, right? Like, he's got the Silver Edge, and every time he walks in a fight, he gets focused. So maybe that's just Cloud9 identifying the Silver Edge can be a threat to Mason, or MSS rather, and then they focus on him. But I still think it's the right item choice. AC would obviously help, but I think at the same time, you know, I think the Silver Edge has helped him farm a little bit more, has helped him to be more mobile in these team fights, and so on and so forth.
In all that chaos the last 5-8 minutes, they did get back a gem. So 4F has owies now. Very important, as you were talking about, for the vision game. C9 still, I think, have the edge because of the slug. Yep, and his ability to tell when the enemy has won around. It's at least something.
I'm also very curious what Envy's going for next. Is he going to pick up more Disable in the form of Basher, or are we starting to feel like we need a little bit more damage?
I think Abyssal Blade's okay. It's like a good mix of both. I definitely think it should not be like a tank item.
Well, Abyssal Blade's kind
like
of
Scotty, for
tank
example.
item.
I would not want to see a Scotty.
I think something like Orchid into Bloodthorn will be quite interesting, especially, you know, just another thing to pressure the Weaver.
Yeah.
Do you see any Lotus Orb coming out on the dire side? I don't. So I think it'll stick. I don't see any Lotus Orb. Speaking of Bloodthorn, looks like Abed is working on one.
Yeah, it seems like Abed is the primary Doom target. I think it's mostly just because he's a lot easier to Doom.
Yeah.
You know, like you try to wait for the Weaver and then you die while waiting 2 of it.
Well, he might not die soon now. He's got the BKB finish. He's got a lot of armor to help tank the Weaver. Although, tanking the Weaver seems a bit...
Yeah, Weaver's got an MKB. Your Solar Crest is pretty much useless. Like, you have decent plus armor, but you also have awful base armor. That is something C9 have really focused on this game, though. MSS with the Blade Mail, the Medallion, the Vlads. Of course, you have the Shiva's Guard up picked up on the Puck. They already have the Dazzle with the Casual Buckler and his own Medallion. It is truly an armor strat from C9. Even if it didn't look like it when the draft began.
Yeah.
Or when the draft ended, I should say. But even so, is it enough? You have the Bugs, the MKB, the Dessa, the Dragon Knight's right click coming into play.
I mean, as we saw in that last engagement, Mason can't do it on his own. Like, they could... I don't want to say kite him, but they could like survive long enough where they could get a dupe onto him, and then that's all she wrote. So Mason, despite all the damage that he's doing, he still need a good coordination of a global burrow strike from the DC Butter.
A grueling slugfest here on day number 4, the final day of the groups. C9 going deep against DC. DC an outside shot in an upper bracket berth. C9 pole position to not be eliminated. Bottom of the group. You know, they may find Pi.
If I... Pies.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He might... He's trying to TP out. He's got the...
Oh my god. That never ends with Highlight Eye living.
No. What a sick twist to this story.
That's not how it's supposed to go. Who is this imposter?
I just want to say that I think TI... It's a big loss to TI if Cloud9 gets eliminated. I'm not saying that as a Cloud9 fanboy. I just think that this team is just truly entertaining to watch. And it'll just be fun for the main event to have some of this Clown Fiesta. Envy leaps in for a courier, because that's the stuff that Cloud9 does, and now he might die for this.
Oh my god. Envy, I swear to god, if you freaking die right now, there's a lasso available. He's going to commit his ult.
They're going to chase
retreat away. They do have the global, and they're going to drop it right now, but the lasso gets broken. MSS somehow got it off there.
Baited, calculated. Envy
All
goes
a
back
part
in.
of the master plan for EE-sama. Doesn't get the kill yet.
Mercy was had. MSS
Global down, and now Abed in trouble. Abed's going to be finished up. No buyback on him. No one to Dubu. Calculated, but Boba trying to answer back. Can he get the damage out? It's not enough with the FE. Yeah, okay.
Great play by Envy. You see how he baited the team in?
That was a next level decision to dive that courier to the rack.
And then,
turn around at the exact right moment.
DC, not a very mobile team despite having the Weaver forcing them apart, and then the Wolves coming in from the back. Expert play for Cloud9, and I think I might get them the racks here. The Fire's trying to be laid out by 4F. They join in, and now it's time to focus the Raxus.
NB, though, is taking heavy damage. Mason hits hard. They don't have a whole lot of lockdown for him until that coil cools down. It's coming soon. The Doom unavailable. MSS now his turn to take the punishment, so they get the range. No DK. Unfortunately, without him, there's probably no chance. No global, no lasso either. Or rather, no global lasso, though I should say. Until the lasso is up. And C9 now march on to mid. Waiting for the second lane. Hanging on with a hope and a prayer. MSS, borrow time is available. He's not down yet. Sticking around while Envy does the heavy lifting out in front. Not hitting all that hard. They get the one lane. They might have to settle for that.
So, you know, at the first half of the game, we're talking about Dragon Knight as a target that you really want to do. So tanky, and he could do so much even being Doom, but as the game progresses on, the fact that he has so many active items, you know, the break from the Silver Edge, the BKB, and even the Orchid now, I think he becomes a very good Doom target. If you do Doom a bed, I think you do remove a lot of utility away from these.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so much.
And like you said,
so much easier.
Yeah,
to get
so much
him
easier
than
to
the Weaver anyway.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get doomed every fight, to be honest.
Yeah, and then without the stuns from Dragon Knight, I feel like they can contend with Mason.
They don't really have a great Doom counter. You know, there's no like Transcend back. There's no Centaur, Stampede. Those are some of the more popular ones we used to see. They're pretty, or even I guess Oracle's potentially decent, but one of those heroes in the game.
I wonder if Ali would think about getting a Aghanim Scepter just to apply break onto, although that seems a little bit overkill. Like, they have no trouble killing the DK anyways.
I think it's just a luxury item.
Cloud9's inventory looks so funny. They have so many armor items. Highlight Die also picks up a casual button.
He wants to go. Well, Forev is certainly not a scared player. He is a man. He's perhaps a bit too manly for his team's own good.
I believe all of the Dota player in this international are men. So that is a correct statement.
Thank you, Lumi. Bringing us the demographic stats that don't lie.
Yep, stats don't lie. Thank you. Alright, Cloud9, I think what they're trying to do strategically is wait for the next Aegis. It's quite easy for them to isolate the area with the Slark Vision and then just take it. The one thing they do have to be somewhat afraid of is the Bat Rider Vision on the other side as well.
Feeling confident, and Envy is going for that Scotty, by the way. So, Ultra Tank Slark, the name of the game. As DC look to come back, they're going to break the Lincoln's nice and early. Could be an opportunity to go in. They're going to start this with the Burrow, but Envy Dark packs it off, and now Mason jumps in. Global, who do they commit for? They try to focus on the Slug. No, they want to get the Doom, but the Weaver's already been locked down. Can the puck finish him off? Chivas comes through. He's going to need to buy back. Has it to 100 seconds.
In.
No, buy back. Rejoin the fight almost immediately. Should be possible for him. And now Envy still forcing Abed away. Even though he's not doomed, Abed isn't hitting hard enough. The Graves, the saves from Cloud9 are simply too much. Nobody dies. The armor, the heals, the +1s, they just keep on living. Focus somebody down already, DC. Say, we must get a kill. They'll begin it with Owie. Can they get more? Envy's there, but he's got his ult. 11 Essence Shift stack starting to ramp up. Chewing through Mason. No timeouts. He's got to back away. Now Boba sacrifices his life, and Fada's there with the punish. Dragon Knight buyback. All coming down to this. DC had a shot coming in today at the upper bracket, but with a loss here, it likely slips away. And now 2 lanes down. A third soon to fall. Ranged racks are dropping. DC are falling. Cloud9 pushing forward. Just 1 melee left. The Megas are theirs. The game is nearly done. Abed being routed. Mason almost dying back. They try to drag one to the fountain. It's not going to happen. MSS dominating it. GG the call. Cloud9 turn what looked like potentially an 0-2 into a 2-0 and stay alive here at TI.
Wow, what a way to do it. On the laning stage, and then standard Cloud9 mid-game. Let's not talk about that. And then what a finish at the end. Showing off the utility. I love the way that they itemize their hero, just armor. They know that that's pretty much how DC is going to take over the game. And critical dooms